Hi everyone, welcome back to Catherine's Plates. Today I'm going to show you how to make chicken and noodle stir fry. It's one of our favorites. It's an awesome dish because you can pull out any type of vegetables out of your refrigerator. I've got some cut up chicken that's going to go into it. I've got spaghetti noodles, and I'm going to wrap the whole thing up in a delicious stir fry sauce that I'm going to put together over here for you. Y'all ready? Let's put this one together. To make the stir fry sauce, we're going to put 2 cups of chicken broth into a medium bowl. 2/3 cup of soy sauce. 1/4 cup of honey. 1 tablespoon of sesame oil, 1 tablespoon of fresh minced ginger. Now you can find it in a container like this, or you can grate your own. I'm kind of going over because we like the fresh ginger flavor. 1 tablespoon of fresh minced garlic. And I've got some cornstarch over here as our thickener. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons. We're just going to take a whisk, blend this all together. I'm going to set this aside. So we'll just take the chicken breast, cut it into slices. And then just cut it nice bite-sized pieces. You want them all around the same size, that way they cook evenly. So this was 3 chicken breasts, about 1.5 to 2 pounds. We're going to start browning this up in our wok. I'm using a large wok, or you can use a large skillet or a large pot. What I'm going to do is place this on medium-high heat. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of some cooking oil. Now I want this to get really hot because we're going to take our chicken and we want to put it in there and just have it start searing. Now once our oil gets nice and hot, we're going to go ahead and place in the chicken. Yeah, I hear it. You hear it sizzling? Alright, I'm going to place all the chicken in. So what I'm going to do is flatten down the chicken so it's all kind of in one line here. I'm going to salt all of the chicken. I'm looking at about 1/4 teaspoon to 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And I'm going to do the same thing with the pepper, about 1/4 teaspoon of pepper to 1/2 teaspoon. Just enough to coat the chicken. I'm going to let it cook for about 2 minutes on this side. And then we're going to start flipping it over to the other side, where we're going to salt and pepper again for 2 minutes on each side. Now while the chicken is browning on both sides, I'm going to go ahead and start a large pot of water so that we can cook our spaghetti in. So everything will be done at the same time. Now they're kind of stuck together, which is good. Makes it for easy flipping. Right, I'm going to cook for another 2 to 3 minutes on this side. Less salt on this side, probably 1/8 teaspoon, or 1/8 teaspoon of pepper. I'm trying to give it one layer here so that it all cooks. We want the chicken almost cooked through because it's going to finish cooking later on with the sauce. So we're just trying to brown it on both sides. Start moving it around. The last minute here. Leaving the lid on your pot really helps bring your water to a boil faster. We put in about 1 tablespoon of salt to season the water with. That'll help flavor the spaghetti. I'm going to be cooking about 12 ounces of spaghetti. Alright, I'm just going to cook this per the instructions on the back of the package, and then I'm going to drain the spaghetti once it's done. Now if you stir it around for just a few seconds or so, that'll help the pasta from sticking, and you won't have to put oil in your pot. Alright, we're ready to take our chicken out of our skillet, pot, or your wok, whatever you're using. And I'm just going to place it into a bowl. We're going to set this aside. Alright, let's talk about the vegetables now. I've got my skillet, or you can have your wok here, back on a medium-high heat. I put 1 tablespoon of butter in that I melted and brought to a sizzle. Now you want to start with your vegetables that take the longest to cook, and that's going to be my carrots, which I've sliced really thin, and they were just 2 medium carrots. And then I'm going to add just a bowl of broccoli here, looks about 2 cups. I'm going to cook these down for about 2 to 3 minutes because they take the longest to cook. Now to help these steam a little bit, I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of some chicken broth. Not very much. That'll help steam these down. Now while that's steaming, I'm going to go ahead and take my asparagus. Just going to cut off the back ends, at least 1.5 inches. And then I'm going to cut these into 1-inch pieces. Now make sure you're keeping an eye on your spaghetti. It should be getting done here in just a few minutes, and you want to make sure you drain that and have it ready. Oh, that broccoli smells good when it cooks up, right? Alright, let's go ahead now and we're going to add the asparagus. Now imagine all of the different vegetables you can use for this. You want about a total of 5 cups. You don't want to go over 5 cups. We're going to get that going here. Now while this is steaming another minute or so, I'll cut up my zucchini. I'll just cut it in half. I'm just going to cut it long ways into quarters. And then cut those into kind of bite-sized pieces. To add more color, you can add red, yellow, or orange bell peppers if you would like. You know, whatever you have in your refrigerator will work. Alright, I'm going to go ahead now and add this to the dish. And then I'm going to add about a 1/4 cup of some red onion. Give this all a mix. Now if you feel like you need to add some more liquid, you can go ahead and add another 1/4 cup of chicken broth or some water. I like the chicken broth because it just adds flavor. Alright, put this all down the center here. Let it start steaming for another, we're going to finish that off for about 2 minutes. Y'all, make sure you tell me down below in the description box what vegetables you're going to be using for your stir fry. They smell delicious. No, I didn't put any salt in here because the sauce has plenty of soy in it, which has the salt in it, so I'm not adding any extra salt to the vegetables. So the vegetables are ready to go. What we're going to do now, I'm going to add the chicken back in. Give that a stir. Oh, it's looking good. What I'm going to do now is put half of our sauce mixture into here. Make sure you give it a nice whisk so that cornstarch gets mixed up in there really good. All right, put half of it in right now. I'm going to put this on a high heat. Now, we're going to let this sit for 2 minutes. I'm going to press the chicken into the liquid here so that it can finish cooking. All right, we're going to place our cooked, drained spaghetti in. All right, we're going to give that a stir. I'm going to put 3 tablespoons into the rest of that sauce. I'm going to whisk that together. Oh, you can tell that sauce is nice and thick at the bottom there. Alright, now as you can see, that sauce is gone, you guys. Look at that. It is absorbed into the pasta. We're going to turn the burner off. Just going to continue stirring this for just a minute. Make sure it's all well combined. Now at this stage, if you want to add some red pepper flakes or some sriracha or even some sweet chili sauce, if you like it really spicy or somewhat spicy, then you can add it at this time. Okay, what do y'all think of my stir-fried chicken and noodles with that amazing sauce that absorbed all through the spaghetti, the vegetables, and that chicken, which is nice and tender? You know I'm going to go in for a bite. It's all cooked so perfectly. The pasta absorbs that flavor in that nice sauce. Let's try the chicken. It's so tender. That's what's for dinner tonight, you guys. Amaze them. Put this on the table. All right. Y'all, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you comment down below. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and that bell notification. That way you'll always know when my shows are posted. I'm on Facebook. I have a recipe blog, katherinesplates.com. It's where you can also find my cookbooks. I will see y'all on the next episode.